Alright, so we've got this dude who's literally about to pull off a massive lottery heist worth 24 million bucks. His name's Eddie. He's living in Iowa, works as a computer programmer, but here's the kicker. He's employed by the Multi-State Lottery Association, and he's planning to exploit his position there for this absolutely insane scheme. Get this. Eddie isn't just any employee, he's the director of security at the Multi-State Lottery Association, which means part of his responsibility includes creating the software that generates those random winning lottery numbers. Eddie's been doing this gig for about 2 years when everything shifts. He's at the office one day, having a casual conversation with a colleague who starts joking around. The colleague asks Eddie whether he's secretly programmed his own winning numbers into the system. Eddie's totally confused at first. His colleague's like, dude, you literally created this software. You could manipulate the winning numbers. And that's when it hits Eddie like a ton of bricks. Wait, I'm the person who built this software. I could actually manipulate this entire system, win the lottery, and become wealthy. And that's precisely his plan. Eddie immediately starts working, writing code on the Multi-State Lottery Association's computer. This code is essentially designed to help him forecast the winning numbers. Then, during one late-night shift when the office is completely empty, he grabs some yellow sticky notes and starts jotting down various combinations of potential winning numbers for an upcoming lottery happening clear across the country in Colorado. The prize money for this Colorado lottery? A massive $4.8 million. So yeah, the stakes are pretty high. But Eddie faces a challenge. He obviously can't just head to Colorado and purchase lottery tickets himself. As a Multi-State Lottery Association employee, he's prohibited by company rules from participating in the lottery. Besides, it would raise major red flags if someone who works for the lottery suddenly wins the jackpot. Eddie needs to find a proxy to play on his behalf. So who does he turn to? He enlists his brother, this guy named Tommy. And get this, Tommy works as a sheriff's. You can't make this stuff up. But here's the perfect part. Tommy's already planning a trip to Colorado in the future. His reason for going? He's searching for, I kid you not, Bigfoot. That's right. Tommy is traveling multiple states away to track down the famous legendary creature. Apparently, that's his hobby. So Eddie reaches out to Tommy and says, hey, while you're out in Colorado on your Bigfoot expedition, could you purchase a bunch of lottery tickets with these specific numbers I've got? One of them's guaranteed to hit. And Tommy just goes along with it. So Tommy heads out to Colorado, and spoiler alert, he doesn't actually locate Bigfoot. Total letdown. But he does purchase a whole stack of lottery tickets. And wouldn't you know it, when they announced the winning lottery numbers, Jackpot. One of Tommy's tickets is a winner. Although, he doesn't actually take home the full $4.8 million. There are other winners too, so the prize gets divided between him and these other random people. Still, Tommy walks away with a cash prize of almost $570,000. He splits it with Eddie. Pretty decent money for a day's work. But Eddie's operation is far from finished. It was way too simple. For the following decade, Eddie continues using his rigged software to predict winning numbers. He has Tommy, or whoever else he's working with at any given time, travel to different states, play those lotteries, and collect the winnings. And they're winning consistently. $22,000 in Kansas, $780,000 in Wisconsin, $900,000 in Oklahoma. This guy's making bank. Until Eddie makes a critical error one day. He personally walks into a convenience store and purchases one of the winning tickets himself. You can actually see him in the footage, right there wearing the black hoodie, looking extremely suspicious. And this particular lottery he's playing, this isn't just any ordinary lottery. This is called the Hot Lotto, with an enormous jackpot worth $16.5 million. So naturally, he buys the ticket, selects the numbers, and his numbers end up winning. Boom. He hits the jackpot. But once again, he's got a problem. He still can't claim it personally. He needs to find someone else to do it. Meanwhile, the lottery officials know somebody won. They know somebody purchased the winning ticket. They just don't know the person's identity. So they're waiting for whoever it is to step forward and claim their prize. They're appearing on television, making public appeals. It's been nearly a month since we announced we had a Hot Lotto winner. $16.5 million Hot Lotto winner. The Iowa lottery has been searching and requesting that everyone please check their ticket. Eddie needs to collect this money. So he contacts his buddy in Texas, this guy named Robert. Robert's already been involved in helping him with this lottery scam. Eddie asks Robert to help him figure out a way to claim this $16.5 million jackpot he just scored. Robert reaches out to some guy he knows up in Canada. He asks this Canadian guy to call Iowa and claim the prize. 10 months after the winning numbers were drawn, this random person from Canada calls Iowa, claiming to have the winning lottery ticket, but he says he's too ill to travel there in person, and they'll need to just send him the money. The lottery officials are like, "Yeah, right, pal." They start interrogating him with questions about the day he supposedly bought the ticket, like, "What were you wearing that day?" They're skeptical and attempting to find holes in his story. Predictably, the guy from Canada describes some outfit, but his description doesn't match the surveillance video the Lottery Commission has of the actual person buying the ticket. The commission shuts him down immediately. "Nope, you're not the winner. Stay up in Canada." Robert has to come up with a different strategy. He arranges for a couple of attorneys to step forward claiming the prize. When these lawyers show up at the Lottery Commission, they announce that they're representing their client, who wishes to stay anonymous. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have the winning ticket in our possession. But we don't have the individual, nor all the background details about this winning ticket." Once again, the lottery officials become highly suspicious, particularly because in Iowa, lottery winners' identities must always be publicly disclosed. The Lottery Commission refuses to pay out. "Ladies and gentlemen, the Hot Lotto jackpot claim has been withdrawn." They know something sketchy is happening. Instead, they begin investigating this mystery winner, who supposedly sent attorneys. Eventually, they bring in law enforcement. Police get involved. Even they're struggling to crack this case, but they examine the surveillance footage from the convenience store where the winning ticket was purchased. Obviously, from this video, you can see someone wearing a black hoodie, but identifying the person is impossible. The video quality is absolutely terrible. Police decide to release this footage publicly and ask citizens to help them identify the person who bought the winning lottery ticket. Finally, after investigating this case for almost 4 years, boom, police retip. Someone informs them that the person in the video is a guy they recognize, Eddie. It's believed that the people who tipped off police were some of Eddie's co-worker. You can't really identify him visually in the surveillance footage, but they recognized him by his voice. Eventually, boom, police Eddie. Here's his booking photo. Then, boom, they arrest his Bigfoot hunting brother Tommy as well. Here's his booking photo. And boom, they also arrest Robert. Here's his booking photo. It's calculated that over a decade, Eddie and his accomplices attempted to steal $24 million in lottery winnings, making this the largest lottery fraud in United States history. So, here's how it ends. Tommy gets fined $70,000. Eddie initially gets sentenced to 25 years in prison. Robert gets 6 months of house arrest because he cooperated and testified against the others, while Eddie, the ringleader, receives a 25-year prison sentence. Though in the end, Eddie only serves 5 years behind bars, and now he's been released on parole.